Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I wanted to do a different sort of video to the ones I've been doing as of late. This is going to be a talkative video on the topic of you don't look disabled. Now the reason I wanted to make this is because I get this said to me a lot, as do a lot of my friends who've got disabilities and illnesses, and I just thought that it warranted me making a video because I feel there's a lot of misconception around disability and that it's only a visual thing, and I wanted to, I guess, set the record straight really. But as ever, I want to specify, I want to just say that I don't mean to offend anyone, I don't mean to patronise anyone, I don't want to make people feel negative about themselves, I just want to educate people as to disability and some of the things you shouldn't say, and I guess how to say it in a better way, and just when you don't need to say something. So I would just like to give you a little anecdote of what I mean when I say this. On one or two occasions in the past I've got it, I'll get out the car with my mother and we'll start chatting, and then someone will say to us, what's wrong with either of you? You know, you're not disabled, why are you parking in this disabled way? You do know it's for someone who's got a disability, don't you? And then we'll say in a polite way, well actually I am disabled, I've got a visual impairment, my blue badge is in the front, so yeah, I actually have a right to be parking here. And they don't always believe you. I think for them it's just a case of, you don't look disabled, you just look like a normal person, which is debatable because what does a normal person have to look like? And why are you in a disabled bay? Then I'll sometimes get my guide dog out the back and they'll think, oh, okay, this is a bit awkward. Or I'll get my cane out and start walking along and they'll be like, okay, yeah. And it's that kind of thing. And I know a lot of people who get it. For instance, there's a girl who follows me here on YouTube who I follow as well, and her name is Eade. And in her video she talks sometimes about having cancer, and in one of her videos she talks about the fact that she has to sometimes sit down in a disabled chair on a bus, and she'll get people come up to her and say, well, why are you there, or whatever, or people look at her in a dodgy way and they don't really think actually there could be something else going on there. The fact that disability always has to be a seen thing or something you can immediately see, or something that has to be there in the forefront and you have to immediately recognise it, which I think comes down to a lot of the media, because we always thrusted with these images of people having to look a certain way. People always seem to assume that anyone who is disabled has to be physically disabled to warrant having privileges like blue badges or sitting in a disabled bay. But that's not the case. For example, a person could have autism and they might need to sit in a certain space because they don't feel comfortable with crowds. A person could have epilepsy, for example, and they need to sit down because of their medical condition. They could have cancer, they could have any number of chronic illnesses, they could have a cognitive disability, they could have anything. And disability itself is a huge demographic across the nation. There's so many people with disabilities, and it doesn't just have to be a physical one, it can be a mental one, it can be anxiety. There's so many different things, and not all of them are things you can see. I mean, take me for example, even though I have a guide dog and I've got a mobility aid and I use a cane, that is just not all it comes down to. I do actually have quite a rare medical condition, and I do have hypoglycemia. I explained it in a previous video which will link down below. I have septal optic dysplasia, if you didn't know. But for my case, people often say I don't look blind. Even if a person says they're blind and they have eyes that, you know, don't look a certain way, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are lying, because a lot of people seem to think that I am lying when I say that I'm visually impaired. And it's like saying because the person's deaf they have to have a massive hearing trumpet. We're in the 21st century. There are invisible hearing aids, you can go and get them in Boots. I don't have to have a white cane, I can have a pink cane, I can have a red cane, I can have a sparkly cane. People with disabilities don't have to fit into this demographic. They don't have to be this person who is confined to one thing. They can be whoever they want to be. If they want to customise their wheelchair, they can do. If they want to customise their prosthetic limb, they can do. We as people have the right to express ourselves, and disability doesn't mean that we have to be narrowed down to this little box of people who have to fit into a certain category of things that mean that they have to look this way for that person to think that they are qualified or entitled to being disabled and have that privilege that I'm talking about. I just wanted to specify that really, and just to discuss why saying something like you don't look disabled is not necessarily a good thing, because it just really is quite narrow-minded and it just eliminates so many different possibilities. And I think when people have said that to me, it does make them look a little bit uneducated. Now, if you're someone who said that, I'm not trying to offend you, I'm just saying that in future just think a little bit harder before you go making a comment, and think actually there might be something else that I don't know about. Try and put yourself in the person's shoes that you're talking to. I can speak for a lot of disabled people. When you show them that little bit of understanding and kindness, it goes a long way and it really helps them feel better and to actually feel that they can live a normal life, because disability is bloody hard. It is hard sometimes, it is also pleasant when it wants to be, but having people there who understand you and who are supportive does make it that whole much easier. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and that it's given you some food for thought. Don't forget, I'd love to know your comments as well, because this is a discussion topic and I like to hear what you guys have to say, because I just don't want to hear my voice, because I'm only one small part of the disabled community. I can't collectively represent all disabled people, and neither would I want to, because that's a big banner to hold, to be honest. So please comment down below with any of your experiences, any of your comments, anything you'd like to add. If you've got a medical condition that you think people might misunderstand or not fully comprehend and it's affected you, I'd love to know your comments, and I'd love for this to be a discussion. Please bear in mind though that this is a discussion and it's on topic of disability, so please be sensitive to other people's feelings. I mean, you guys all are, you guys are lovely, so I don't really have to worry about that, but just bear in mind other people's feelings when you comment. So that's what I wanted to say, really. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my video today. Don't forget you can follow me via my social links below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Bye!